fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo, Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early West. Wherever rustlers or hold-up men, road agents, or gunmen laughed at the law and defied the pioneers, sooner or later came the charging hoofs of the great white stallion and the ringing cry of Hi-Yo Silver as the masked man rode for justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days when the West was young. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Hi-yo, Silver! We're heading for Centerville. There's going to be trouble. Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
A tall, broad-shouldered man and an Indian stood on the edge of the crowd that had gathered in front of the express office to await the arrival of the stage. They were strangers, but no one paid any attention to them. For this was a great day in Centerville. The stage was bringing the town's first school teacher.
Plenty big crowd, Kemosabe.
Yes, Tonto. And everyone's so excited, I think I could have worn my mask. No one would have noticed it.
No, it's better you wear disguise.
I wasn't serious. You see anything of the Christopher gang?
Not yet.
There's Steve Farley. If we could only prove he was the real leader of the outlaws,
Him plenty strong here in town. People say him get to be marshal.
They'll never elect him as long as Jim Faraday's around.
That Faraday on the porch?
Yes, I think...
I beg your pardon, stranger. Come along, Billy.
Oh, Meg, where you dragging me?
Up there on the porch by Jim Faraday.
Why do I have to stick around here and wait for an old school teacher? Why can't I wait down by the livery?
Because you wouldn't stay there. We're taking the teacher back to the ranch with us just as soon as she steps off the stage.
Well, why does she have to live with us?
Because we got plenty of room and we're close to town. Howdy, Jim.
Hello, Meg.
Well, why can't she go someplace else?
Oh, stop it. I'm a lady and I'll keep her company.
Oh, you a lady. Just look at them trousers. Just look at... Ouch.
That'll teach you. Don't ever say a girl ain't a lady unless you're sure you can hit harder than she can.
Oh.
What's the matter, Jim?
Oh, nothing, Meg. You're wonderful.
You were laughing at me.
I apologize.
Don't you think I'm a lady?
Well, if you aren't, then they wouldn't interest me. Now, there's no finer girl in the whole West.
Jim, you...
Oh, stop making them calves' eyes at me.
Oh,
don't hit me again. Maybe I gotta stay here, but I don't have to stand for that lovey-dovey business.
I wish I'd hobbled you and turned you out to graze with a burro.
I'd have liked it better.
Well, look, here comes the stage.
I wonder what she's like.
Ugly as sin and old as Methuselah.
I hope not. Hope she isn't too old.
It's gonna be awful.
Hold there, hold there, hold there, hold.
Well, there she is, sitting by the window.
Gosh.
Oh, those are my sentiments, too, Billy.
She sure is lots prettier than you are, Meg.
Is she? Do you think so, Jim?
She's beautiful.
Well, what are you standing here for? There's Steve Farley getting ready to hand her down from the coach. You gonna let a no-good gambler do the honors for the town?
Not on your life. Out of my way, folks. Make way for the law. Yeah, just stand aside, Steve. I'll open that door.
It ain't hard to open. I can manage it.
You might hurt your hands and deal yourself a deuce tonight instead of an ace.
I don't like talk like that.
Stand aside and you won't hear any more of it.
Please don't fight. I'll settle this and open the door myself. Now, if you gentlemen will both assist me.
A pleasure.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Welcome to Centerville, miss.
We hope you like the town, Miss Blaine.
I'm sure I shall. But I've heard about your customs out here, and I want you all to start calling me Sue right away.
Well, do you hear that, folks? She wants us to call her Sue.
I'm gonna be the first. Put her there, Sue.
Howdy.
I'm Meg Anderson.
Did you say Meg?
She thought you was a man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was your clothes, but now that your hat is off, why, of course.
That's all right, Sue. If you'd herded cattle and run a ranch like I have since Pa died, you'd find trousers a mite more convenient than skirts yourself.
I'm sure I would.
It's our place where you're going to stay.
I'm glad, Meg. I know we'll be good friends.
You'll start for home just as soon as you've said hello to everybody.
Step right up, folks, and shake the schoolmom's hand. Now, take it easy, don't rush.
My name is Charlie Bates.
She's only got 2 hands. Take it easy, now. All right.
We won't stay here any longer, Tonto.
Gang not come today.
There's a woods just beyond the ford. That's where we'll make our camp.
Ain't good place.
We can watch every trail to the north and west. The first time Steve Farley leaves town, we'll follow him.
Maybe him lead us to Christopher.
Let's hope so. It's time that gang was broken up.
It was one evening a week later that Jim Faraday knocked at the front door of the Anderson ranch house.
Howdy, Jim. I saw you coming.
Hello, Meg.
I'm glad you rode out. Just wait till I get Bess saddled and we'll take a run up to the Sweetwater.
Well, I hadn't figured on...
There's a full moon. It's no night to stay inside.
Hey, is that Sue?
Who'd you think it'd be? Billy?
She's got a sweet voice, hasn't she?
Yeah. It'd sure quiet down the cattle at night. Ought to teach her to ride herd. You're still laughing at me. You've been laughing at me ever since she came.
I didn't start then, Meg. Do you mind if I go inside?
Go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, you aren't mad, are you?
Why should I be mad? You like her, don't you?
Of course.
Go on in. I'm taking a ride.
Oh, Meg.
She don't belong out here. Shame his kind. Why don't he have more sense? Watch that gully, Bess. She just hadn't come here. Everything would be fine.
Right up there and reach for the sky.
What the... Masked man and an engine.
I'm sorry, Miss Anderson. I didn't recognize you.
Well, I don't know who you are.
Him, Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Ah.
That white horse. Is that Silver?
Ah.
Well, what brings you to Sweetwater Canyon, masked man?
Tonto and I were looking around. Your brother rides up here every morning, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. Usually comes up to take a swim in the pool.
Miss Anderson, I want to warn you. There'll be outlaws here tomorrow morning, and they plan to make your brother a prisoner.
Outlaws?
The Christopher gang.
Well, why should they do that to Billy? You mean they're going to hold him for ransom?
That's part of their plan, but Tonto found out about it, and it gives us a chance to round up all of them.
How?
Kemosabe. Maybe her take message to Marshal.
You could do that, Miss Anderson. Tell Faraday to meet us just south of the canyon at daybreak. Tell him to bring at least 20 men with him.
What about Billy?
You'll keep him at the ranch, of course. It isn't far into town, but if you'd rather not ride there tonight,
Well, I'll tell Jim for you. He's at our place right now.
Good. We still have work to do here.
We found out where outlaw take cover.
Christopher gang. It's sure a surprise to me that they're operating around Centerville.
It won't be when you find out who their leader is.
Who?
That can wait until we have proof. Our first step is to capture the gang.
And you want Jim and his men south of the canyon at daybreak.
Without fail.
Without fail. I'll tell him. Get around there, Bess. Get up. crazy. You can't do it. You gotta tell Jim anyway. But if she was to go up there and watch the sunrise, Lone Ranger and Jim would be too late then. Christopher and his men would... Oh no. Just leaving, Jim?
Yeah, I got plenty of work to do tomorrow.
You got more than you think. Met the Lone Ranger up in Sweetwater Canyon, and he gave me a message for you.
Lone Ranger? A message for me?
There's a band of outlaws that'll be hanging out in the canyon tomorrow morning. Masked man wants you and 20 men to meet him south of the canyon at daybreak.
Well, say, I better round up a posse tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks, Meg. See you later. Get up, boy. Come on there.
Oh, I'm gonna find out. If it's true, I'll do it. Quiet, Bess. We'll be back to unsaddle you in a minute. Sue?
I'm in here, Meg.
Has Billy gone to bed?
Yes, he went about half an hour ago. Did you have a nice ride?
Oh, it was all right. Did you and Jim have a nice visit?
Very nice.
What did you talk about?
Oh, lots of things.
Do you like him?
Of course I do. He's one of your friends, isn't he?
That isn't what I mean. Do you like him a lot?
Why, Meg, I think he's one of the finest men I ever met. So kind and thoughtful. I think any girl would be proud if he asked her to marry him.
Not me. He's just another cowboy as far as I'm concerned.
But, Meg,
I don't want to talk about him anymore.
All right. Then what shall we talk about?
Well, I rode up to Sweetwater Canyon tonight, and I got an idea while I was there.
Really?
You ought to see the sunrise from the canyon.
Well, I'd like to.
Could you get up an hour before dawn?
Oh, of course.
Then I'll call you tomorrow morning.
Will you ride with me?
I can't. Too much work in the morning.
Oh, well, then perhaps Billy will...
You'd like it better if you're alone, Sue.
That's possible.
Is it settled?
All settled. But be sure to wake me in time.
You'll be there before daybreak. I promise you.
Is that you, masked man?
Yes, Jim.
I can't see good yet. We're on time, aren't we?
Plenty of time. But did one of your men ride this way before?
No.
I thought I heard someone riding into the canyon.
It couldn't be any of my boys. You got a line on who the outlaws are? Meg didn't say.
It's Christopher and his gang. Tonto and I found their camp and got close enough to find out what they were planning to do.
What?
Didn't Miss Anderson explain that either?
Oh, I guess I didn't give her a chance.
They're waiting for young Billy Anderson. Plan to hold him for ransom. But their ransom note will demand that you deliver the money alone. Then they mean to kill you. That's the whole point of the plot.
Billy won't be coming here, will he?
No. And just as soon as it's light, we'll close in on them.
Well, what about the north entrance to the canyon?
We'll split up now. You'll stay here with half your men. The rest will follow me and then...
Listen, that sounded like a woman.
It was. And that's who I heard riding into the canyon.
It couldn't be Meg. You warned her.
You'll have to find out. Follow me.
Follow the masked man, boys.
Come on, Silver.
Come on there, boy. Come on. It's getting late now.
Yes.
But no sign of outlaws.
There's Tonto up ahead.
Your friend?
I left him at the entrance of the canyon to stand watch.
He's picking up something from the ground.
Looks like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Tai Kimosabe.
Whoa there. Whoa.
What have you found?
Emily paper. Here.
Well, what's it say, masked man?
It's addressed to you, Jim. It says we got the school teacher.
Sue.
Come alone to Big Bear Cave. Bring $1,000 tomorrow night, or the girl dies.
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. now to continue our story. When the Lone Ranger and the posse rode into Sweetwater Canyon, they found a note the outlaws had left behind after taking Sue Blaine captive. The note demanded that Marshal Faraday deliver $1,000 to Big Bear Cave the following night, or the girl would die.
Will you let me see it, masked man?
Of course. Where did you find it, Tonto?
Stick this branch in ground. Put note on stick.
You think they knew we were around?
No.
But they did know that someone would be looking for Miss Blaine when she didn't return to the ranch. I can't understand why.
This is signed Chris.
That's Christopher.
We could follow them and catch them before
Don't forget they have the girl. They wouldn't hesitate to carry out their threat if they saw us.
Then what can we do?
Can you raise $1,000 in town?
How about that, boys?
That's easy.
There's your answer. It wouldn't take us more than a couple of hours.
Go ahead and do it. But don't leave town until you hear from me.
I'll stick right in my office.
Let's go, Tonto.
Get him up, Scout.
Come on, Silver.
Meg,
What's the matter?
a masked man and an Injun just reined up in front. Shall I get the rifle?
No, I was sort of expecting a call from. Go open the door.
You gone loco?
Do as I say.
Oh, gosh, what's going on here?
You must know that's the Lone Ranger and Tonto.
The Lone Ranger.
Hello, son.
Gosh.
Anderson, I want to ask you a question.
What is it, masked man?
Why did you let Miss Blaine ride into Sweetwater Canyon this morning?
Is that where she went?
You know it was. There's something in your eyes that tells me you do.
I don't know what you're talking about. She was out of the house when I got up this morning.
Sweetwater Canyon. Well, you said I couldn't go there today.
Be quiet, Billy.
Well, you didn't. You wouldn't give me any reason. I thought you was just being ornery.
Be quiet, I say.
You warned your brother, but you let Miss Blaine ride into danger.
Well, I don't know what was wrong with me. I must have been loco. What's happened to her?
She's been taken prisoner.
You're sure?
Yes. They captured her and got out of the canyon before we could attack.
It's only ransom they want. I'll pay it. I got some money in the bank.
They've threatened to kill her if they don't get $1,000 by tomorrow night.
I'll pay it.
Jim Faraday must take it to Big Bear Cave, alone.
I'll go right into town and get it.
If he does that, Miss Anderson, he'll never come back alive.
What?
That was the whole reason behind their plan. They wanted a chance to ambush Jim.
Oh, it serves me right. He'll go. Nothing can stop him.
Nothing unless we can rescue Miss Blaine before tomorrow night.
You can't take a chance and have him shoot her.
We may not have to.
Where are you going now?
I found out the reason why you let Miss Blaine go into the canyon.
Why?
You just weren't thinking, were you? Adios.
Just look at that white horse, Meg. Look. Did you see the masked man swing into the saddle?
Get him up, Scout. Silver! Away!
Gosh, if I could ride like that.
Both his life and Jim's is at stake, and it's all my fault. Oh, I've got to do something. Now.
Masked man and Tonto. Well, I've been waiting for you all day. Where have you been?
To Big Bear Cave. I wanted Tonto to show me all the entrances.
There are plenty.
And miles of caverns underground.
Sure, but they'll be in the big one that opens on the valley.
The question was how to get into that big one without being seen ahead of time. I think we found the answer.
You mean I'm supposed to go
Not
down?
you, Jim. Tonto and I are going back there tonight. Do you have the money?
Yeah, right here. Holding money.
Good. Every bill must be marked. And there's pen and ink. Just put a small cross in the upper right-hand corner of each...
Masked man, I found you at last.
What's the matter, Billy?
It's Meg. She's gone.
Gone?
Well, I don't mean anybody kidnapped her like Miss Blaine, but she went into town this afternoon, and when she came back, she sat down and wrote a letter. Here it is. It's for you. Well, then she saddled a fresh horse and headed north.
Where, Billy?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me anything. Just to give the masked man the letter.
Big Bear Cave to north.
That's what I've been thinking.
And that's where she's gone.
Let's see.
It won't do you any good to read it. It isn't true.
Well, what does it say?
That the outlaws got in touch with her and ordered her to bring the money. Did you see anyone around the ranch today that looked like an outlaw, Billy?
No, sir.
She feels responsible for Miss Blaine's life and yours, Jim. She's trying to save both of you.
Why should Meg feel any
That doesn't
responsibility?
matter.
Your plan will not work now.
No, Tonto. It means that 2 lives are in danger instead of 1. We'll have to move fast. When did your sister leave the ranch, Billy?
Just when it was getting dark.
It's 20 miles. We can't catch her before she gets there.
Maybe her there now.
You're going after her, though.
Of course.
I got a horse all saddled out and back.
We'll ride on ahead, Jim. Get your posse together and follow us. Find some cover near the front entrance of the cave and wait for a signal from us.
Where will you be?
Inside the cave. We'll fire 3 shots.
Tino.
Come on, Tonto.
Come on, Silver, old boy. We've got to hurry. It's rough country, but that won't stop you. Get him up, Scout! Silver! Away!
Hey, what's going on here?
Oh, hello, Steve. We got another visitor from town.
Steve, you're in with the gang. You're the leader.
Oh, it's you, huh? What's the idea?
I brought the money. I gave it to him already. You've got to let Sue go free.
Why, you little fool. You think I'm setting anyone free who knows I'm the leader of the gang?
Let me talk with her. I'll make her promise that she won't say anything.
And what good would a promise like that be once she was back in town? Hand over the money, Chris.
I got it safe.
Hand it over.
Here.
$1,000, eh?
Yes.
Does your coming here with this mean that Jim won't be showing up?
Why should he? You've got the money.
You know, I got an idea you know more about our plans than I like.
I know what was in that note.
Then why did you come here instead of Jim?
What difference does it make?
I guess you don't have to be told.
What'll we do with her, boss?
Well, tie her up and hold her here with the other one.
Will somebody have to ride into town with another note?
No. When she don't get back, they can figure out for themselves our first note still goes. Jim will be here by tomorrow night.
Then what?
You know what. We'll take care of him first. Then the 2 girls. Afterwards, I put a bullet through my Stetson and hightail it for town with a story that you almost captured me. Or maybe that you did and I got away. A week from tomorrow, I'll be the marshal of Centerville.
Yeah.
Grab the girl, tie her up.
I'll do it.
Keep your hands off me.
Tie her up and then throw her in the back of the cave with the other one.
Right.
We'll stand a double guard tonight. There's just a chance that somebody followed her here.
Why did you come here?
I had to do what I could. It was my fault they captured you.
Just because you suggested that I watch the
I
sunrise.
knew they'd be waiting in the canyon. I was warned about it the night before.
Meg, you can't mean
I
that.
do. I wanted to get you out of the way. I was jealous.
Of me?
Jim liked me until you came here.
Oh, Meg, I'm the one to blame for the whole thing.
But it isn't your fault if he...
Oh, not that. You don't understand. When you came back from your ride and I talked the way I did, it was only to tease you. My coming to Centerville hasn't changed a thing between you and Jim.
You're just saying that now.
And do you realize what we were talking about all that evening?
No.
Your birthday. Jim wanted me to write to my mother and have her buy you a dress. A party dress. It was to be a big surprise. Does that sound as if anything's changed?
Well, I'll be dogged.
Does it?
We're getting out of here, Sue.
Getting out?
That candle they got stuck in the walls due to burn out any second. And I'm going to roll over by that big rock and see if I can't cut these ropes.
But even if you did...
This cave doesn't end here, Sue. It narrows down, but it goes on and on. And if we follow it long enough, we'll find a way to get outside.
There goes the candle.
I'll just get over...
Steady, Meg.
Be quiet, Sue. That voice. It was the Lone Ranger.
Who?
Where are you, mister?
I'm right here.
Oh, thank goodness. You got a knife, haven't you?
Yes. I'll cut your ropes, and then Tonto will lead you out.
How to do it?
Be careful. Most of the men are asleep, but that's Steve and Christopher by the fire. There's a guard out at the entrance, too.
There you are. Now, follow Tonto.
Aren't you coming, too?
No, Meg. I'll give you time to get out of the way. Then I'll fire 3 shots. Jim has a posse outside. That will be his signal to close in.
Oh, there's going to be a fire.
Hurry.
All right. Come on, Sue.
I'm right behind you.
Plenty dark. You follow close. Who's there?
Somebody back by the girls. Out of your blankets, man.
Who's there? Answer, I shoot.
You're covered, Steve. You can't see me, but that fire makes you a perfect target.
I can hear your voice, and I'm going to...
Shot the gun right out of his hand.
Get out of the fire, you fools.
Don't move, anyone.
What's that? What's going on outside?
That's Jim Faraday and his posse. They've captured your guards. You haven't a chance to get away. All of you unbuckle your gun belts and let them drop to the ground.
Not me. I got another gun.
Well, he did it again. I never saw shooting like that in my life. Boys, it must be the Lone Ranger.
Guessed it, Chris. I'll take your gun.
You win, Faraday. Why didn't you tell us a masked hombre was up against us, Steve?
And watch you give up without a fight?
It didn't do you much good.
Shut up.
Get 'em, men. Take the guns and tie their hands behind their backs.
You have your prisoners, Jim.
Thanks to you, masked man. But where's Meg and Miss Blaine?
Your men can take care of the gang. Just follow me and I'll show you.
Oh, I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee, and I'm going to Louisiana, my Susanna, for to see. Oh, Susanna,
she sure
oh,
sings
don't you
pretty.
cry for me.
I'm going to ask her to sing at our wedding.
Oh, there's just one thing about that.
What?
You got to promise to leave all the outlaw hunting to me. Well, the next time, the Lone Ranger might not be around.
Look, Jim. There he is.
Where?
Down below us on the plain. The Lone Ranger and Tonto.
What would the West be without him?
Just look at 'em ride. Like the wind. Riding on to help somebody else. Like they helped us.
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger, Incorporated.
You've been listening to the OTR Gold Network. Find more classic radio at otrgold.com.